Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to create your very own in-demand virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 12. Packages, service plans, retainers. What is the difference?
We see conversations in our Facebook groups quite often, don't we? And I think it overwhelms a lot of virtual assistants just starting out. They look around, everyone's offering something different. They think they need to be doing that, but they're not yet at the stage where they should even be thinking about packages. Because what we teach virtual assistants just starting out is just stick with a really basic hourly rate.
Yeah, absolutely. Go with the hourly rate first because it's the easiest way to get started. You want to get to the point of getting your first client as soon as possible. And then once you get that first client, the other clients come easier. And then it's time for you to then figure out better ways to do things, how you deliver your services, how you package them up, how you provide them in a different way in service plans, and try and move away from hourly rates wherever possible. But that comes later. So if you're a new virtual assistant just starting out or wanting to start out listening to this episode, then don't listen to the rest of this until later. Go back once you get your first client and come back and listen to it, because we don't want to confuse you and we don't want you to think that, now I have to try and figure out a package or a service plan that I can offer. Just do a simple hourly rate first to get started.
Yeah. If you have already launched your business, you've got clients under your belt, you've been using an hourly rate, but now you're looking to kind of improve your profitability, you're looking to grow, you're looking to scale, well, then continue listening to this podcast and we'll tell you the difference between packages, service plans, and retainers.
Yeah, so let's start with packages. There are sort of two ways that you can package up services, and one is packaging them so that it's a one-off project. A website is a really great example. You're packaging up a website and offering that as a fixed fee, one-off project. Then you also have the other option, which is a package where you're packaging up a bunch of services. Social media management is an easy one to use as an example. And you're packaging social media management up so that you're delivering that each and every month for someone ongoing. So if we talk about the website package first, or any type of one-off project that you might be doing, when you package it up, what it means is that it gives those who are looking to get a website done real clarity on exactly what's included and what's not included. So, your package might be that you get a 5-page website, you get your SEO done, you get some copywriting, 5 stock images, that sort of stuff. You're packaging up with some parameters so that it's super clear for that person exactly what they're going to get when they come to get a website from you. And by having it really clear in that package, it then stops, is it scope creep, they call it, where, they're like, oh, can I have this, and can I have this, can I have this, can I have this, and it just blows the project out. By packaging it up and having those parameters in there super clear, it just means that that's exactly what you deliver. If they want anything extra, then you charge them extra.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a list of add-ons that they can then, select from. And the key thing isn't with one-off packages, project work, you want to be paid. So if we're talking about, once again, Joe, websites, branding would be another one. If you were doing a logo or branding packages, you want to get paid 50% in advance before you start any work, because things can go wrong. So you want to make sure that you are paid for the work that you've done up until a certain point. And then before handing over any, final files, the website, etc., then you get paid the remaining 50% before you do that, before you hand over anything.
That's a really good tip, and something that you should always think about in your virtual assistant business is getting paid upfront wherever possible. You get to set the terms, so you can absolutely ask for that. So if we now think about the packages that you could do that are ongoing. This is the social media management, which is a great example. It could be that inside that package, you're letting someone know, let's say for a $500 a month, you can get, 10 social media graphics, 3 accounts, 2 platforms, or, parameters that say just how many times you're going to post that and where you're going to post that. Are you going to manage the comments? Are you going to manage any messages on like the messenger, or, what are you actually going to do inside a fixed fee per month for someone on an ongoing basis? That would be a package, a social media package. It could be a bookkeeping package as well. So with bookkeeping, it could be that you do all of their bank reconciliation, their GST returns for New Zealanders, and you might do like all of their bills and all of their invoicing. So you're packaging that up and saying it's going to be a fixed fee of this amount per month, and I'm going to do that on an ongoing basis. So if you streamline that, you get really fast at it, you're then still going to charge them that same amount because they're still getting the outcome that they want. They're going to have all of their like accounting software is all nice and tidy and reconciled. Then that's great for you as a virtual assistant, because the faster you do it, the more money you're earning essentially per hour. So yeah, that's the way to package things up and to not get paid less the faster you get. Really great option for those who can clearly package things up with parameters.
Yeah. So next, let's talk about service plans and retainers, because they really are the same thing, aren't they? It just comes down to the term that you use. A lot of Americans will use the word retainer. Here in Australia and New Zealand, it's service plans is more common.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't get too hung up on the term, but essentially a service plan or a retainer is where they are committing to a minimum number of hours. So for me and my VA agency business, we have service plans where someone chooses a 10, a 25, or a 40 hour per month service plan. And then they can get whatever services they like inside those hours. So it could be a bit of bookkeeping, it could be some admin, it could be some creative services. So whatever they're wanting, will deliver up to 40 hours within their service plan. Doesn't mean to say they can't go over. They can also purchase more hours, but it's sort of them giving you a minimum commitment per month. That way you can assign someone to deliver that work, or if it's you know that you're going to have 40 hours from that client, 25 from another, 40 from another. So you have that availability for them, and you can plan your capacity and how you're going to resource that. By them making that commitment to you, it's much easier to manage your cash flow and just know where things are at and give you some certainty around the money that you're going to earn for the months ahead. So yeah, that's the beauty of having a service plan. We also, like we said before, Sam, is make sure that if you do service plans, you're actually charging or invoicing that to the client on the first of the month, and then you're delivering the work for that month. So you're getting paid upfront. Absolutely, wherever possible, you're getting paid upfront.
And in terms of any unused hours, generally our advice is to have a clause in there that you don't
rollover hours.
What's the word?
Rollover.
Yes, thank you, Jo. Yes, so our advice generally with service plans is to not roll over any unused hours. But however, if you do have that type of clause, then it is key to communicate really clearly with your clients throughout the month in terms of how many hours they have got left. The worst thing a virtual assistant can do that offers service plans for their clients is at the end of the month, you're doing your invoicing and you realize that a client hasn't used up all their hours, but that's probably due to the fact that you haven't let them know that that's the case. So it's just an icky situation. So communication is key.
Absolutely. Let them know how they're tracking throughout the month. And then a little tip is, so in our handovers, we actually talk to the clients about what are some of those projects that they never really get to, they would like to have done. They never find the time. It's not urgent or important, but it needs to be done. And so that can be a fill-in project for when you've completed all the tasks and you have time still remaining in their budget. That's when you can do those projects. So you're always using their hours, because you do not want to be not using their hours, because they will then be like, oh, can we drop the hours down, or can I have a refund, or can I roll them over? And so, to avoid that, make sure that you always proactively are talking to them about the tasks that are on the plate, or tasks and projects that, are sitting there sort of in your back pocket waiting for these types of times, or proactively suggesting new things that you could be doing to your clients. So it's absolutely up to you to be making sure that you are using the hours. Don't leave it to your client, because that just, like you say, it ends up being icky conversations that are avoidable.
Yeah, I mean, and I speak for experience. I think the first month I put a few clients onto service plans. That happened to me. And speaking from experience, it was a yucky situation to be in and a really awkward conversation to have. I mean, it was fixed. The client was somebody that I'd worked with for a long time anyway. So we both could laugh it off. But, in the back of my mind, it was always like, my God, what if that had been somebody that I'd been working with for the first time rather than, a year down the track? It's not a great first impression. So I learned from my mistake.
Fantastic. So I hope that clarifies the retainer service plan packages. Don't get too hung up on the terms. But it's something definitely to aim for once you get those first clients under your belt. And I hope that helps everyone. Thanks to everyone for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the Savvy School website to check out the amazing members club and find more free resources.
You can find us at savvyschool.co.nz.